Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're back at the wonderful throwing park we always come to for these kind of things to introduce the next episode of 2 Down 4 Up, where we will review discs. If you want a more extended explanation of the rules, what we do with the discs, and how the discs are selected, I'm going to make sure to link the video up in the iCard and in the description. So if you want to know the rules or kind of what we're doing and why we're doing, go watch that, come back, and we'll get into this. We're just going to get off the bat right into these discs. It is another interesting bunch. For our putter slot, we will be using the AVR. These AVRs are the ones you get from the DX starter packs. It's incredibly light. You can see on the back of it, my kids drew. They're incredibly light. It's 143 grams. I don't... It's going to be interesting, especially throwing this thing. We're just going to move along. Next one I am super excited for is the Horizon MD1. The Horizon MD1 used to be what my Anubis is now. I like the Anubis more than the MD1s, but the MD1 is still a very solid mid-range. Dead straight, maybe a little bit of hyzer, a little bit of fade, but it doesn't really do much. Fantastic disc off the tee. I think we have a first solid two. The AVR is going to be interesting, but the MD1 is definitely going to hold us for that mid-range slot. Next one is this very, very pretty Mantra by Thought Space Athletics. The Mantra's a 9-speed with -1 stability. It's a -9.5, -2.1. This one is in the Aura plastic, so it's going to be very flippy. They feel great. If you see my in the bag, I do throw one of these not in Aura plastic, but this is gorgeous. Gonna love to see how this thing flies. And the last one in my driver's slot is a Trilogy Musket. It says Lat 64. I have never thrown this. I actually got this from my little brother's bag. So he threw it for a while. I acquired it over time. And it feels good. It's a 10.5 -0.52. So I feel like it's going to be pretty straight. We don't have anything super fast, but I think with the course we're playing today, we're not going to need super fast, and the weather's beautiful out here today. So without further ado, let's get to throwing these and see how they feel and how they fly. So first disc we're going to be throwing is the AVR. I've always liked the feeling of the AVRs. With 143 gram, I don't know how straight this thing's gonna fly, but let's pop her out there. It's DX plastic, man. Everybody knows the AVR. Oh, it kind of holds stability pretty well. Okay, after that fantastic throw, we're gonna go to the MD1 and actually start giving this some speed. I love the feeling of this, and the Horizon plastic's great. I really, really like that. I think Discmania is doing the correct thing, trying to find a halo plastic for their molds. I just hope they just keep doing it. Let's give this a rip. Oh, that was solid. Even with some wind out there, it's holding that stability. Okay, next we got is the Mantra. I love all of TSA's plastic. Thought Space Athletics goes through MVP for their plastic, and they always feel great. But this is going to be flippy. It's one of the most beautiful discs you're going to find. Let's get her out there. Let's give it some hyzer so it doesn't flip over in this wind. It still flips over. Oh, that's gone. That is incredibly flippy. That's going to be nice especially since we don't have anything incredibly sidearm worthy today. Okay, and the last disc is the Lat 64 musket. I'm hoping for overstable. Never thrown it. I know my little brother, Austin, you'll see him at one point in time in this channel, super cool guy, has thrown this once or twice. Let's hope for overstability. It feels like it's going to be overstable with a bit of a dome. It's overstable. Even when you pop on it, it doesn't go as far as you think. Oh yeah. Today's going to be an interesting, let's pick this up real quick. So today is going to definitely be an interesting mix of discs. We're going to go pick all that up and I will meet you at the course. So we are back here at Bob Mays. At this point, this will be the course that will most likely be playing for these disc golf reviews because it allows a mixture of shots and really it's kind of open. You could do whatever. There are some few wooded courses I'll play here, especially when it comes in the fall, but filming's a bit on the harder side. This hole is hole 1. It's 270 feet. We're gonna go with the AVR. I really like it. There's a notch in here from when my kids threw it at a wall. Let's just try to get it as close as possible. Oh, it just needs to drop. Just drop out of the sky. You know what? I couldn't put myself closer. I really like that. So, we've put ourselves decently close. Really nice. That AVR is super light. It's going to be an interesting thing to putt with today. Oh, that's hurtful. Shouldn't be missing those. Oh, I think it's just hole 1. It's just cursed. That is super light. Okay, that's even on hole 1. Let's get off to the next hole. This hole, we're on hole 2, is in short position. And really the only thing we have that might get there is the MD1. We're just gonna put it on a half power and just go for a really high hyzer. Still can't, that I love the MD1's plastic. I'm just hoping it stays. We might be in the woods. I don't really know. That that hyzer was a little higher than I thought. That was not a great drive. We've given ourselves a tester for hole 2. Let's see if we can get this AVR there. Figuring out with this super light is gonna be hard. Let's. You know what? Until we figure out what to do with 143 grams, I don't know how putting is gonna go today. Putter feels weird. 2 holes in. We're giving ourselves pretty easy cleanup putts. But I don't want, we gotta get 2 down by the end of this. And I'm pulling right. At least we're even so far. That's, So, this is the first long hole we have. It's 430. I think it is to get all the way down here. Yeah, it's 430. Over on the left side. I'm gonna try to get the musket there. It's a 10 speed, so I'm hoping it holds stability on this hyzer. I like the feeling of this thing. See if I really like the flight. Ooh, that flies very good. With a little bit of, oh my God, we might be just be in circle. That was fantastic. Geez, you can't really get closer than that. That was a fantastic drive. Musket so far. If you haven't tried one of these things fly money. That's a birdie. Okay, so that is one birdie down. Hopefully the first of many in today's round. That musket was amazing. I love the feeling of this. This is a little pitch. We're just gonna give the MD1 a little bit of Anheuser. Just let it float there. Oh, I love that shot shaping. Didn't give it enough power, but that thing flew great. Good flight, but we've given ourselves a pretty long tester. It's like what? Edge of circle, maybe circle 2. See if we can get there. It's so light compared to every other putter I've ever thrown. You know what? It's really dumb, but it definitely soars. I think at this point, the lead weight we're going to be having this entire round is going to be this putter. It's so light. So I really need to start just kind of throwing it up there. But that's a par. We're still one down. It's not bad. Here's another one. AVR can definitely shine with. 288 downhill is just a pop AVR. Let's get her down there. It's probably going to be a more straight angle, and it will be a hyzer. Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's down there. That thing's so light. It's so hard to throw. This is, yeah, definitely seeing the quick weak link in this is going to do this putter. I like the feeling of the AVR. It's just the fact that this thing's a paper plate. Yeah, it's a paper plate. It's hard. Putting's bad for one, but that's a paper plate. So we're now enacting mission, get everything just close. Because this outside of 20 is almost next to unusable. Because it kind of just does whatever. The wind affects it so much. 174 is what we're looking in grams. So far, I really can't complain. We got a birdie on one of the longer holes on this. And so far, these discs have been feeling fantastic. Other than the putter, but like, you can't expect the world out of a DX 143 AVR that your kids threw at walls and drew on. So let's try to get this dead straight. Maybe a little bit of play left and right, but we're just setting up. Threw it wide. That's not going to put me in a great position. That's going to be a very hard upshot. Really should have checked the wind before I threw, because if you can't hear it on the recording, it's blowing in not the direction I was hoping for when it comes to this disc. AVR, save me. I'm really hoping it just doesn't get picked up too bad. Let's get just a soft little sail. You know what? You guys saw it better than mine. Hoping that's in a really good position. But, oh, now I see it. That's going to be a long putt. So we've been pulling these putts right all day. Let's try to get one a little bit closer, because a bogey on this isn't fun. Bah! I was hoping for a miracle. Back to even. That hurts the soul. What I really need to do is, before I come out here, is take these putters, because this is the first time I've putted with a different putter in about a couple months now. Take these putters and check how they're gonna fly before I come out here and just go in, and hopefully that'll reap better results. I'll try to remember that for the next video. Let's get this AV. You know what? There's too much wind. Welcome. I switched to the MD1. I'm just gonna try to pop this. A little bit of hyzer, let her crash down there. Too wide, the wind's not letting it come up. That's a long putt. I have given myself some of the worst upshots at this point. I need to remember how flippy that MD1 is and run with it on different lines than hyzer. Let's try to just get this close. Oh, just get in, that'd be cool. I said get it close. Next to basket always works. We don't need a putter for this. We're just gonna putt with the MD1. Let's head on to the next hole. Still even. So we have not put ourselves in anything more than a favorable position but hole 2. And nobody's seen the mantra fly yet. We're 8 holes in. Let's actually get this thing on a flight. It's so understable and there's a headwind. I'm just gonna tomahawk it and see how well this goes. Hopefully we can get it up there, but I don't throw tomahawks often. So, oh, that's a roller line. I'm up there. It's a roller disc. Mantra rollers, man. Unconventional, but it worked. Let's try to just get this close so we can just tap in a par. It floats forever. I really like it as a floaty upshot disc. Putting with it's really hard. So this front 9 always kicks our butt so far. Oh, you really need the back 9 to heat up. We're still even, man. Keeping ourselves at even par. This is 320, just straight. We're just trying to get through this Mando, because if you don't get the Mando, it's a very hard second shot. AVR, I'm liking for the floatiness. Putting with it's rough. Yeah, this kind of floats right down there. It feels like you don't have to give it much for it to just go straight. So again, didn't really give myself any favors, didn't put it close. Let's just try to put it in here. We got a wicked tailwind. Ugh. Yeah, it's the best we're gonna get. So, back 9's over, still even par. Let's go on to 10 and let's try to make something work. So, start of the back 9. It's 404. It's a pretty solid right to left wind. I am super happy to see this thing fly. Let's give it some width and let her just eat. It's in bounds. Didn't give it the width he needs, but super love that flight. It's a little short. Not particularly mad about it. It was a good snap, but didn't give it the width. Should have been a little over there and let it crash in. I'll putt from this distance. I don't know if I can get this there. Ugh. I'm close. Every time, I'm close. I wish I had that in like 165. Easy 3, nothing too crazy. Off to the next hole. Again, it's just 261. We'll just pop the AVR there. I don't really want to throw that mid too hard. I'll pass it. Get some stability. It's short. Again, as I thought, it's short. Let's try to push it there and just salvage. Well, since I haven't been a fan of this AVR putting, let's see if this mid will actually be a more suitable putter. Putt with a mid, just kind of mess around. I thought it was going in for a second. I really thought. So, for the end of this round, I think anything inside circle, I'm going to actually putt with this MD1. It doesn't feel bad, and it's also the grams I'm used to when it comes to a putter. This AVR is just rough with the 143, not an advanced disc. So, coming into this hole, this is the sidearm hole that I'd normally have a sidearm disc, but I have a mantra. So, let's just give it dead down the middle and just let her eat right all day. It's a tailwind, so it should stay. Just bomb it and see. That's inside, but honestly, that's the line it's used for. Yeah, pretty good line. All things considered, I threw it inside and it stayed. I thought it was in the basket. Optical illusions, man. They're getting me. Another putt, another par. We're still putting with the MD1 in circle, just for my own sanity at this point. So what happens when you do a full weight disc. Par. So far, we've had some really close throw-ins, and this isn't a bad batch of discs. I just should have switched off that AVR sooner because, yeah, I don't want to sit here and complain about it all the time. Love the AVR. Don't love the weight. It's just a hyzer. Let's actually hyzer this time. Finish! Finish! MD1! Not overstable. Okay, so we are actually on edge of circle. I'm gonna putt with the MD1 for problems. See how well this goes. Oh, that's the closest we've had today. That hurts the soul. The soul is hurt. We're running out of holes to start getting too down on. We're still even going into the back couple. Okay, so we've maintained par so far. Let's just float it there and see what happens. Because we need to start picking up some birdies if we're going to win this challenge. Hold back here. Ah, get overstable. Get overstable. Hopefully we can putt that. That's as close as we've gotten with that AVR. Okay, so let's make a highlight putt out of the woods with a mid. This is not the most favorable thing I've ever done. Oh, we are on the board. Boy! That is one down. All right, so feel them juices pumping after a birdie. After reviewing the footage, one chain about is the only thing away from us in a par. So we don't really have anything slow and overstable. Let's just get this musket out there and go from there. It is what it is. We can find a way to get up and down. So the only difference between me and a good drive right here is that one tree. It must have bounced and hit here, which sucks. Because we're going to have to throw a roller, which I am not practiced in at all. It's too much cut. We're going birdie bogey. That's rough. I have put myself out by a lot of feet. And I'm not giving myself pretty much any chances here. Today's been one of those days. Let's just try to get close. I'm gonna give it a jumper. See if I can get there. Ugh. I got there. Should be pretty easy for an up and down bogey. Okay, well, the lead weight continues with the fact that I do not have a good putting putter. That's +1, making us even again. With us at even, we really need to start making waves on these last couple holes. So let's kind of float one down for a good upshot. Let's give it wide. Let's go pop into Narnia to try to get this disc. Actually, it's just right here. I don't got anything. I'm just pitching up at this point. It's about what I got. Just saying, I don't think this is a bad set of discs. Definitely am not throwing the best that I have in a little bit. But we're gonna make sure that we give the next two holes the best go we got. Two of the longest holes coming up last, still even. That is a rough score to look at. For us to even have a chance at winning this, I gotta put this close. So we're probably gonna give it a tap of Annie and see if she holds. Such a good disc. Oh, that is fantastic. You know what? It's not as far as I wanted, but it's very good. For being a 10 speed and it being rather windy, that upshot was incredible. I'm loving that musket. Let's try to get this here. Still using the MD1. Oh, just sit. That's a putt. That's a putt. This is a longer putt than I want with a mid. Oh, Jesus. We're still making them. Once we switch to the mid, should have done that a little bit sooner. I am quickly realizing in some of these challenges, I'm going to get a putter I'm not just going to be good at. It's kind of why it's 2 down, because some of these discs aren't going to be the particularly best. Even for course, you're going to have shots and shot shaping you're just not going to have with 4 discs. But you should, as long as the random number generator doesn't mess me up, have across the board a pretty solid lineup. But 1 mid, 1 putter. Sometimes you just got to putt with a mid. Gotta give this one hyzer. Here's the mantra. Let's end this close. Let's at least get 1 down. Ooh, that mantra's so good. It came out a little early, but it's down there. That flight I love. Okay, so giving myself the best chance of -1 on the last hole is probably the best thing. That thing flied perfectly. Let's try to get it in there. It's a mid, man. It's a mid, man. Oh. Okay. Even. So, we did not get the goal today, so we failed the challenge, which sucks, but you're not going to be able to win every single time. It's 4 discs. I can't expect miracles. We're out here reviewing and having fun. Let's just go through these. Start with the putter. I think the AVR is a very good disc, feeling-wise. With 143, it's a paper plate, man. It was probably what I was the most nervous about when it comes to my putting not being the best so far, with still being an AM player. And a putter that I don't think you should be putting with your entire game. 143 is great for very early on players when you're getting them in the player pack, but jump up to 165, 173, somewhere in there, especially for your putters when you're dealing with wind or anything today. Wind played with this. It felt like I was throwing a plate. Sadly, feels great though. DX Plastic doesn't hold up the best. Innova AVR. Next up, the MD1, Horizon MD1 by Discmania. It's a very good disc. It's probably my more favorite when it comes to the new Discmania runs. Doesn't have a bead, doesn't have anything. It's way straighter than you think. And even if you put it on an ungodly hyzer line, if you go for anything that you're trying to buck over, it's not the disc. Really straight in the woods. I think if I was to be taking this to the woods golf we have around here, this is going to be money. Love the feeling, love the plastic, durability, it's great. I'm sorry. The AVR, we're going to give a 5 out of 5. Very good, easy disc when it comes to beginner. Not great when you start becoming intermediate or whatever. The MD1 is definitely going to get a 7 or even an 8. Let's give it a 7.5. 7.5 out of 10 because it's a fantastic disc. Straight flying, anybody can throw it. Super fun. Love the plastic. Discmania MD1. The Mantra by ThoughtSpace Athletics. Still the most pretty disc I've seen. Aura Plastic feels great. When you're dealing with ThoughtSpace, best rule of thumb is Aura is one number more overstable than what the flight numbers say. So even though this disc is a 9.5 -2.1, it flies more like a 9.5 -3.1. So it's going to have that reliable understability in all of your shots. Super fun to throw. I think for beginners, this is a fantastic disc. And when you get up to intermediate, you get those really cool hyzer flex lines that just go forever. You saw on the last hole here, I put it on a good bit of hyzer. She came up, rode a bit, and then finished. Very good disc. I think everybody should try it out. But again, rule of thumb, Aura is more flippy. If you're looking for anything in the ThoughtSpace line, I usually shoot for Nebula Ethereal or Ethereal. Really super cool disc. 8 out of 10. The driver of the group, the Musket. I personally have never thrown Lat 64, and this was my brother's, like I said from the start. It is a fantastic disc. This thing goes forever. For it only being a 10 speed with a slight bit of dome, I can snap it very good. It feels great. The plastic's grippy. I don't know really what weight. It says, oh, it's 167? Oh, dude, actually, on a full gram flight, might be perfect. If you get the chance, Lat 64 musket, 9 out of 10. My favorite of the group. Got us almost the ace today. But with that all said, thank you for coming to watch another review. Still more to come. This group is going to be put into the mix to probably throw again. Thanks again for watching, and you all have a wonderful day.